there is a field of study that looks at using past life regression analysis for healing to help people with issues that they're facing in their day-to-day lives by trying to connect them with some things that they might be carrying forward from experiences of past lives. And this episode is focused on demystifying some of those concepts. And to help us do that, I am happy to share that we have a special guest today. She is the founder of healclinic.in, which is a wellness platform where they work on physical, mental, and emotional wellness. They focus a lot on energy therapies. And the person who's joining me today, she's an NLP coach, a life counselor, a Reiki master, and she works with a lot of women on a one-on-one basis to help them with their issues. So please welcome to the show, Deepti Arora. Welcome, Deepti.
Thank you, Srinivas. It's my privilege to be here.
Thank you. It's our pleasure to have you on the show. So tell me, Deepti, firstly, how did you enjoy this movie?
Oh, I loved it. I am a big Bollywood buff. So it's very seldom that I do not like a movie. And for me, Om Shanti Om is a movie, as you introduced it, like a total Bollywood masala pot boiler
Right.
with all the ingredients and especially the music, the songs. And I think the great part was that in the end, it also paid a tribute to Karz, which is another one of my favorite movies. So overall, I love this movie.
That's great to know. And movie buffs are always welcome on Filmy Manager. So
Yes.
the first question I want to ask you about this movie and about this whole concept in general is this concept of past life, is it really fact or fiction?
See, I would begin by saying that it depends on your beliefs. So if you believe in it, it is a fact. If you don't, it is fiction.
Mm-hmm.
But I would go on to say that, especially in India, so we use a lot of phrases loosely, like let's say when things don't go well, पिछले जन्म में कुछ अच्छा नहीं किया होगा या पिछले जन्मों के कर्मों का नतीजा है. Or when
Right.
things go well, we generally say पिछले जन्म में कुछ अच्छा किया होगा.
Correct.
Similarly, the word karma is very often used in India.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are we trying to say when we use these words and phrases? We are actually implying that yes, somewhere there is a continuity in different lifetimes, and this life is just one of them. Because the lives are connected to each other, and one incident or a series of incidents in previous lifetimes have an impact on our current life. Something very interesting that you mentioned when you were introducing the movie, that Om, the main character, the protagonist in this movie, his conflicts in one lifetime carried on in the next lifetime.
Correct.
So at some level, if we believe in karma, then we do believe in past life.
Right. And in this movie, if you look at this Om Shanti Om, that's sort of split into two parts, where Om Prakash Makija is the struggling actor, and in the first half of the movie, he has this his dream that he's very specific about his lifestyle. That when he wakes up, he should wake up in a certain way, in a certain kind of room, and he should have staff that is waiting on him, giving him juice and this and that. And if you see in the second part of the movie, when he is sort of reborn as Om Kapoor, also known as OK, you see that the same thing sort of happens. So how does this work?
Okay, so let me. So if you look at it in today's time, we are all very tuned into goal setting, especially in corporates. So today, this entire law of attraction, the Secret movie and the book which came out, it all harps about that we should be very clear about the kind of life we want. The more we are clearer, the easier it is to manifest that in our life. Yeah. So in that respect, if you look, what Om was doing was, as Om Makhija, he was setting his goals when he described the kind of lifestyle he wanted and the superstardom that he wanted to achieve.
Right.
In fact, he was very specific about it with the last minutest detail. Right. And not just that, he was also obsessed about it and 100% believed that, yes, he will achieve it.
Correct.
And that's the reason he used to always say that sentence, very famous sentence, that अगर किसी चीज को दिल से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात उसे तुम्हें मिलाने में लग जाती है.
Yes.
Right? The only thing missing in that goal was the timeline.
Correct.
And that is where the whole concept of past life, or that a soul is a constant while a physical body's change comes in. Because even though in our conscious mind, we know only of this lifetime and we look at time in a limited manner, in a very linear way. Whereas if you look at the laws of nature, the law of time, or in the universe, time is not linear. So when we
Correct.
greatly desire something and work towards it, even though we believe that the results should happen in this lifetime, the
Mm.
universe looks at our total soul journey. And so the
Correct.
result can happen across lifetimes. So something that I believe in, if I have to sum this up, that every choice that we make generally has a consequence, and every decision that we make has a result. It's
Yeah.
just that the consequence or the result is not limited to this lifetime.
Right.
And hence the statement which we say that पिछले जन्म में कुछ अच्छा किया होगा.
That's a very interesting concept. It really sort of broadens your horizon to think beyond one lifetime.
Yes, it does. Because I think that as humans, we look at time in a very limited way.
Correct. So there's another interesting thing that happens in this movie is that he was able to sort of take revenge on this character that is played by Arjun Rampal, that is Mukesh Chabra. And
Right.
so Mukesh Chabra is somebody who obviously takes the life of Shanti Priya in the first half of the movie. And
Right.
in the second half of the movie, he becomes a villain in the reincarnated OK's life as well. So, I mean, this is also something interesting that this movie shows.
Right. So if we look, I mean, if you and me look at our everyday life, have you ever wondered why some people, come into our life and without us knowing much about them, they rub us the wrong way or they
Hmm.
put us off, even though
Hmm.
we don't really know them? It is
Correct.
because their purpose in their life is to perhaps teach us a lesson of patience, or maybe, we have some unfinished business with them from the past life.
Right.
Because there are no coincidences. Everything that happens in our life happens for a reason. We don't meet people randomly. It is
Hmm.
always people who come in our lives, especially the people who kind of push us, their trigger points. They
Correct.
come in our lives to teach us certain things or lessons. Until we do not learn that lesson, we will keep attracting the same patterns of kind of people in our lives. I mean, this whole
Right.
concept is again into that soul journey which we have. So, if in one lifetime there is some unfinished business,
Hmm.
we ourselves as a soul kind of manifest similar people, similar patterns in the next lifetime, so then we can push ourselves to evolve. And
Correct.
hence, Om in the second life as Om Kapoor was born in a life where Mukesh came into his life so that
Yeah.
he could fix that unfinished business.
And also Mukesh in the movie, I think he's the only character out of the three principal characters who's not reincarnated. He sort of lives his life. He's become an older person now, and he I think moves to Hollywood or something like that, and he calls himself
Yes.
Mikey or something like. In some way, he comes back, and it sort of the sequence of events gets him back into Om Kapoor's life. So I kind of see
Right.
what you
Yeah.
mean by
So
that.
Om actually manifested Mukesh back in his life because he was born in a surrounding. So it's actually our soul. So, I mean, this is going a little deeper, but
Yeah,
when we
sure.
die and when we are reborn, so it's not a random birth. Our soul
Right.
actually chooses the people, the circumstances, and the environment that we want to be born in, because the whole
Yeah.
soul journey is for us to evolve.
Hmm. Correct.
So that is why OK was born in the family where he was born.
Also, one interesting contrast. So there are two characters that sort of have this rebirth. So one is Om, who becomes okay, and then you have Shanti Priya, who's born as Sandy. But what we notice is that Sandy has no recollection of her past life, but Om remembers everything. So how does that, like, why is there
See, it's
that contrast?
quite possible that Sandy resembles Shanti, but she's not really Shanti. She's not really Shanti reincarnated.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you see in the end, we do see the spirit or the soul of Shanti being restless, and she's the one who actually takes revenge.
Correct.
So it is
Correct.
quite possible that Sandy is someone who only resembles Shanti, and Om has actually manifested Sandy in his life in this lifetime so that she could help him fulfill his purpose.
Right. So tell me a little bit about that last scene. I mean, we see in the end, there's a great twist, I think, in storytelling where in the end, we all believe that it is Sandy who has done whatever, but it's actually the original or the spirit of Shanti Priya that comes back to take revenge. So how does that relate? in
Uh,
real life? Like,
so somehow we all believe that if a person dies or passes over, they are
yeah.
reincarnated immediately. But that's
Mm-hmm.
not true.
Okay.
In some cases, they can, but in many cases, they can take years or sometimes even centuries to reincarnate.
Mm-hmm.
And especially, it is believed that when a person dies an unnatural death, which would be suicide, accident, or sudden death, which was
Yeah.
not kind of, let's say, the person wasn't supposed to die at that time, but the person has died, then
Right.
his or her soul is believed to be restless. And since the death was untimely, generally it is believed that the soul lives out the balance period of what they were supposed to before they take the next birth.
Got it.
So what they showed in the movie, though that was a bit dramatic and stretched,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
yes, our souls in their energy form do exist on this earth.
Understood.
Uh,
Okay.
so, as I mean, you and me may not be able to see them, but there are enough sightings and there are enough people who can sense souls and spirits
Yes.
around them.
Mm.
So, I don't know if I can talk about another movie, but if you have watched the movie
Please. Yeah.
Filori, if you have moved the
Okay.
movie Filori, it was Anushka Sharma's
Mm-hmm.
movie, where in
Mm-hmm.
the end they show a lot of souls restlessly existing in the Jallianwala Bagh.
Right. Right.
So if you see
Yes.
the whole incident of Jallianwala Bagh, they all died unnaturally in the firing.
Exactly. Yes.
So these souls needed to be released as they were stuck in between the earthly and the heavenly planes.
Right. Understood.
So something similar would have happened with Shanti because she died an unnatural death. So till
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't again finish her unfinished business as a soul, she wouldn't kind of get released and again take a rebirth.
That's really interesting, Deepthi. And before talking to you, I was just trying hard to see if I remember anything about my past life, and it's apparent that a lot of us, I would say most of us, we don't remember anything about our previous lifetimes. Why is that
Yes.
the case?
See, that in Hindi film, what they say, right? Seven janams. In reality, we have all lived hundreds of lives, if not thousands of lifetimes.
Right.
And then just imagine if we remember each moment of our every life, we would
Mm-hmm.
not be able to function. Neither would we
Correct.
be able to create any relationships because, let's say, especially the important relationships, our parents, our siblings, our spouses, our children, we have all been a part of their lives in previous lifetimes in different avatars.
Correct.
So it's possible that my husband was my business partner in previous lifetime or was my child in previous lifetime, where there would be different kind of conflicts. So if I
Mm-hmm.
really remembered that, I don't
Mm-hmm.
think I would be able to lead the kind of life I lead with him today. Uh,
Correct.
that's the reason we live from our conscious mind, which stores only that information which is needed to live out our daily lives. But yes, all our lifetimes are stored in our subconscious. It is something like, our subconscious is like a Google Drive or a Dropbox,
Mm.
where if needed, we can retrieve the information of our previous lifetimes. And that's why we have therapists and sessions like hypnotherapy, Akashic records, or past life regression, which are
Mm-hmm.
basically a library of our soul records where all this information is stored.
Wow, this is really interesting. Quite mind blowing, actually, to think about. And I would imagine that in order to become aware of these things, it operates on a very subtle realm. It is not something that you can physically experience, but it requires some amount of work to become aware of these things. Am I right?
Yes, it does. So, intuition is one thing. People who are deeply intuitive, people who practice meditation a lot, they will start sensing things. So, when things happen in life, these people subtly can figure out that, okay, this is something related to something that did not happen in this lifetime, but possibly last lifetime or any other lifetime. To give you an example, like, as we grow up, we all have certain fears or phobias, and when we
Right.
try to look at it, we can't really find the reason that why am I not able to enter a lift? Why do I feel suffocated? Why am I
Yeah,
scared
yeah,
of
that's true.
fire? Or why
Hmm.
am I scared of water?
Yeah,
And if we look at this lifetime from the time we were born, we can't find any reason.
correct.
So typically, if you do a regression session or a regression therapy, you will find that there was an important life in your lifetime where you would have probably died because of drowning in water, or because
Right.
you were burnt to death, or because you were suffocated to death. And that's why you carry those things in your cellular memory.
Yeah, and I think that concept is also showcased in this movie where OK has got this pyrophobia or fear of
Yes.
fire, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Right. And he
that's really
doesn't know why
interesting.
he has that fear.
Correct, correct. So finally, how does this concept, like, how do past life regression therapies work? What happens in these sessions? Could you just give us a brief overview?
Yeah. So typically in these sessions, like you come with an issue,
Hmm.
and the therapist will put you in a deep meditative state, and then start kind of having a conversation with you on the challenges that you're facing currently. As you start answering these questions slowly and steadily, the therapist takes you deeper and deeper into your subconscious,
Mm-hmm.
where then you are able to access that lifetime which has resulted in this challenge.
Correct.
So some people can view the lifetimes very clearly, whereas for some people it comes in images, words, emotions, and then the therapist helps you to understand what has come.
Okay.
And once you become aware of this reason, so now that
Mhm.
you know that why you have this fear, you can either work on it to solve it, or the therapist will heal you from the root issue.
Okay. So, I mean, what kind of people would you recommend should try out past life regression?
So a lot of people, so as I mean, we get approached by a lot of people who face professional issues. You can have people who are, let's say, they're not moving ahead in their career. So they feel that,
Mm-hmm.
yes, they're working so hard, but something or the other always stops them. Or you could
Correct.
have, like, at work or at home, you kind of always are surrounded by people who are putting you down, or
Right.
people who are mean to you. It could be financial blockages, that even though you work hard, you're not able to earn what you want to earn. It could be
Right.
health issues. So it could basically be any issues where, if you're not able to figure out the why, past life
Mm.
regression helps you understand that why.
Understood. And I know you started off this episode by saying something very interesting. You spoke about faith, and you said that if people have the faith, then it is a fact. If not, it's fiction. So, what kind of mental preparation should people do before they even come to this sort of session in terms of
Uh,
believing or having an openness of mind?
right. See, if people come with faith, then it becomes easier to access your past lives in the first session itself. Sometimes we have seen that people who don't have faith, they take one or two sessions to open up.
Mm-hmm.
For them, then we have other sessions where the healer actually accesses the library of records for you, known as Akashic records. So there are always options in this field also.
Okay.
But I think one of the things that I would like to put it out here, because many people get confused that whether what they experience during the session is really the past life or something that they have imagined. That's something that a
Got it.
lot of people say, that, you know what, okay, I have felt that this was this, but how do I know it's not something coming out of my imagination?
Right.
So,
Right.
in my opinion, it does not matter, because even if you have
Mm.
imagined, it's obviously because you believe that that is what was causing this issue. And
Correct.
if that is something which works for you and helps you in working through your challenge, then it should not matter where the solution is coming from, whether you have actually accessed the past life or not.
This is really interesting. And at Heal Clinic, have you been able to help a lot of people with this sort of therapy?
Yes, we have. In fact, a lot of people come to us for past life regressions, for Akashic records, and a lot of people come to us to learn these, because we also have therapists who teach you how to be a past life regression therapist.
Okay.
So we get a lot of people, especially with health reasons. We have found that, people who suffer from cancer or
Mm-hmm.
kind of diseases which are leading them to death, they come to find out the reason. So more than
Got it.
healing, we find a lot of people, they come up with, like, we want to know why this is happening in our life. For them, that is a major concern.
Yes.
And once they get
Yeah.
to know the why, somehow they settle down and they accept the illness.
Correct. And I agree. I think the why question is, I think, one of the most important and often unanswered questions in life. That why is this whole thing happening, or and so on. So it's really interesting that this kind of therapy will help them get those kind of answers. So
Right.
wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, Deepthi. I'm sure our listeners will revisit this movie. That's what I always encourage people to do. Go back, watch the movie, and look for read up a little bit about past life regression. Reach out to Deepthi at Heal Clinic if you want to go deeper. And do let us know, as always, what you think of the movie once you watched it again through this lens. So once again, thank you, Deepthi, for joining us. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in to Filmy Manager.
Yeah.
Until
Thank you
next
so
time.
much, Srinivas. It was great being here.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.